Who's your favorite women's basketball player?
Caitlin Clark.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like Paige Bueckers?
Well, she's okay. I didn't see her playing in the women's NBA, so.
She just got drafted.
#1.
Dallas.
Stop everything you're doing because the biggest debate in women's basketball just exploded. Paige Bueckers is being called better than Caitlin Clark.
Because it was going to be the first time that Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers would be going up against one another in the WNBA.
Not by random fans on Twitter, by analysts, by coaches, by people inside the league who should know better. And Stephen A. Smith just threw gasoline on the whole thing with a take that's got both fan bases losing their minds.
When it comes to Caitlin Clark, now I've taken hits because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her.
But here's what nobody's telling you. There's a reason this narrative is being pushed right now. And by the time we're done, you're going to see exactly who's pulling the strings and why. Let's set the stage. Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA and did what no rookie had ever done before. She averaged 19.2 points and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game. Won Rookie of the Year unanimously.
Clark stepping back and hits a three.
Made the All-Star team as a starter and dragged the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016. She broke the single-season assist record. She broke the single-game assist record. She sold out every arena she stepped into and sent merchandise sales through the roof by over 600%. The woman didn't just enter the league, she rewired it. Then 2025 rolls around and Clark opens the season on fire. A triple-double in Game 1, nearly 20 points and over 9 assists per game through her first 4 games. She looked like she was about to take the MVP race and run away with it. But then her body betrayed her. A quad strain, a groin injury.
Will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
And just like that, Caitlin Clark only appeared in 13 of the Fever's 44 regular season games. And that's when the vultures started circling. If you already know who the real queen of the WNBA is, comment CC is the standard down below. Let's go. The second Clark went down, the narrative machine kicked into overdrive. Paige Bueckers, the #1 overall pick in the 2025 draft out of UConn, stepped onto the court and started putting up numbers. And look, nobody's saying Bueckers isn't talented. She averaged 19.2 points per game as a rookie, the exact same number as Clark. She earned Rookie of the Year, made the All-Star team, and even dropped a 44-point game against the Sparks on 17 of 21 shooting. That's historic. That's impressive. Nobody's denying that. But here's where the narrative got twisted. The moment Bueckers started hitting those numbers, the media didn't just celebrate her. They weaponized her against Clark. Paige Bueckers is already better than Caitlin Clark. It's not even close. Clark is overrated. You saw the posts. You saw the headlines.
Here's Clark, still trying to find her rhythm. A deep pull. Got it!
And suddenly a player who was sitting on the bench with a groin injury was being dethroned by the very media machine she built. Think about that for a second. Clark missed most of the season injured, and they used that against her. That's not analysis. That's an ambush. Now let's talk numbers, because the numbers don't lie, and they tell a very different story than what the Bueckers hype train wants you to believe. Both players averaged 19.2 points per game in their rookie seasons. Identical. But here's where the gap turns into a canyon. Clark averaged 8.4 assists per game. Bueckers averaged 5.3. Clark averaged 5.7 rebounds. Bueckers averaged 3.7. Clark made 122 three-pointers in her rookie year, second most in a single season in WNBA history. She shot 34.4% from deep on massive volume, while Bueckers shot 33% on far fewer attempts. And here's the kicker. Clark's effective field goal percentage, which accounts for the value of three-pointers, was 52.2%. Bueckers, 50.4%. Clark didn't just score. She made everyone around her better while being the most heavily targeted and physically abused rookie the league had ever seen. Bueckers had a nice rookie year. Clark had a revolutionary one. But here's where it gets even messier. People love to forget context when it doesn't fit their agenda. Clark took a Fever team that hadn't made the playoffs in 8 years and dragged them to a 20-20 record and a postseason berth. She did that while being doubled, tripled, shoved, elbowed, and flagrantly fouled on a nightly basis. She did that with a team that was still learning how to win. Bueckers? She played for a Dallas Wings team that went 9-32. 9-32. Let that sink in. The Wings didn't spend a single day in playoff position the entire season. Not one. Bueckers put up nice individual numbers on a team that was essentially eliminated before the All-Star break. Clark's stats came in games that mattered, playoff races, win-or-go-home situations. Bueckers came in meaningless games where the draft lottery was the only thing left to play for. That's not a knock on Bueckers' talent. That's a reality check on the comparison. Context isn't optional. It's everything. And then Stephen A. Smith decided to weigh in, and he didn't hold back.
Caitlin Clark, all right? The Indiana Fever star was named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year earlier this week, and she took time to acknowledge that race played a role.
Smith has been one of Clark's loudest supporters from day one, and when the Bueckers is Better crowd started gaining traction, he made his position crystal clear. Caitlin Clark is the cash cow, Smith said. She is box office. When she plays, the ratings go up, revenue goes up, interest goes up. When she doesn't play, it plummets. Everything she touches in women's basketball turns to gold. Think about it. When was the last time a single player's absence caused an entire league's ratings to dip? That's not just a basketball player. That's an economic force. Smith went even further, pointing out that the WNBA didn't have chartered flights until Clark arrived. She showed up, and 2 weeks later, chartered jets. He praised her for choosing the WNBA All-Star three-point contest over the NBA's, saying, "She's putting the WNBA first. She's saying we matter first to me. That's not just a player endorsement."
Reach the WNBA semifinals. It's a really special time in this city, and
that's a declaration, and Smith knew it. Now here's what makes Caitlin Clark different from everyone trying to tear her down. When asked directly about Bueckers,
"Hey, Caitlin. You've known Paige since middle school, AAU. You guys were on the U19 World Cup team together."
Clark didn't throw shade. She didn't take the bait. She showed exactly why she's built different. "I just think she's smooth in everything that she does," Clark said about Bueckers.
whether it was me watching her in AAU, she's always just been smooth. She takes what the game gives her.
She can shoot it. She can score the mid-range. She can get to the basket. She's a 3-level scorer. At the end of the day, she's a winner, and those are the type of people that you want on your team. Class, pure class. While the media is trying to manufacture a war, Clark is out here complimenting her competition. But make no mistake about what that really is. It's confidence. It's the kind of confidence you only have when you know where you stand. Clark doesn't need to diminish Bueckers because she knows the scoreboard speaks for itself. The records, the revenue, the sellout crowds, the cultural impact. You can't replicate that with a 44-point game on a team that won 9 games. But here's where things get really interesting. Here's what most people don't realize about this entire debate. It was never really about who's better on the court. It was about leverage. The WNBA's collective bargaining agreement expired in October 2025, and the league was staring down a potential lockout. Clark, Bueckers, Angel Reese, all these young stars were at the center of the salary conversation. Nafisa Collier called out the commissioner.
And I want to be clear, this conversation is not about winning or losing. It's about something much bigger, the real threat to our league.
Alleging that when asked about Clark's low salary, the commissioner reportedly said, "Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything." The commissioner denied it, but the damage was done. And what better way to weaken Clark's negotiating position than to elevate a replacement narrative? If the league can convince the public that Bueckers is just as good or better, then Clark's leverage shrinks. Her argument that she's irreplaceable gets diluted. The Bueckers is better narrative isn't just bad analysis, it's strategy. Think about that for a second. The league that Caitlin Clark single-handedly supercharged might be the same league trying to minimize her value at the bargaining table. And here's the part that's going to make the haters lose sleep. Despite playing in only 13 games in 2025, Caitlin Clark was still voted an All-Star starter. She still received 1.29 million All-Star votes, breaking her own record from the year before. She was still named team captain. The WNBA GM survey named her the player they'd most want to sign if they were starting a franchise from scratch. ESPN ranked her number 1 on their top 25 under 25 list. Bueckers came in at number 2, 13 games. That's all Clark played. And she was still the most voted for, most wanted, most talked about player in the entire league. That's not a stat line. That's a legacy. That's not hype. That's gravity. Paige Bueckers played a full season and still couldn't escape Caitlin Clark's shadow. Not because she isn't good, she is, but because there's a difference between being talented and being transcendent. This isn't just about basketball anymore. This is about who defines the next decade of women's sports. Clark is coming back healthy for 2026 with a revamped Fever roster built to win a championship. The 2026 season opens with Indiana versus Dallas on day 1. Clark versus Bueckers, face-to-face, full strength, no injuries, no excuses. And if Clark comes out and does what everyone who's been paying attention knows she's capable of,
this is why I am who I am today. And that's obviously probably pretty challenging to think in that way right now, but I truly believe that. And
this debate won't just end. It'll be embarrassing that it ever started. The rumors, the hot takes, the manufactured rivalry, all of it was noise designed to fill the void while the best player in the league was healing. Bueckers is talented. Bueckers is going to have a great career. But when it comes to who changed the game, who moved the culture, who put women's basketball on the map for a generation, the answer has been the same since March Madness 2024. It's Caitlin Elizabeth Clark, and the whole league knows it. So who do you think is really better? Let us know in the comments. And if you're rocking with CC, comment "The Queen stays the Queen" down below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen and we will see you in the next.